There's something coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Am I talking about the URAR and UAD? No, but it's coming too. So please stick around for this episode. I've got a great guest coming on in just a minute, and we're going to tell you what's coming. And it's coming in hot, and it's coming in fast. It's coming in August, so it's going to be really hot. You're not going to want to miss this episode. Come back and join me, please. Hi, this is Bryan Reynolds. You're listening to the Appraisal Update Podcast, brought to you as always by the great folks over at Appraiser eLearning. You need some education, you need some knowledge, you need to know a little bit more than what you know today. Come over to appraiserelearning.com and check us out. We have a whole library of courses, self-paced, the virtual Zoom, if you will. And we also have some live classes that we kick around once in a while. So check us out at appraiserelearning.com. You'll be glad you did. You're listening to the Appraisal Update Podcast on YouTube or on whatever device you have for podcast. But know that we are on YouTube, and we encourage you to check us out on our YouTube channel, because you can not only see my guest, a lot of times we'll put stuff up on the screen that you could see. Can't see that if you're listening on a podcast. So go over to YouTube, search Appraiser eLearning. When you get there, go ahead and hit subscribe. You're going to want to be subscribed, because a lot of times we'll have special bulletins or breaking news, if you will, and you're not going to want to miss that. But without further delay, my good buddy, Mr. Jim Morrison. How you doing, Jim?
Hey, Bryan. How you doing?
So most people know Jim. He's just a lovable big teddy bear, as I call him, and just a super, super good guy. Jim, do you ever have a bad day? Yeah, it seems like you're always happy, you're always smiling, you're always positive. I love.
Well, I try. I would say, like, I have a voice not for radio, not for video, but I don't really have a voice for radio either. So I don't know what.
Oh, you're too hard on yourself. So those that know Mr. Jim, we love him. We just can't sing his praises enough, because he does a phenomenal job in everything he touches. But Jim, if somebody's watching the broadcast right now and they don't know who Jim Morrison is, do me a favor and just spend a little bit of time and talk about your background and what it is you do.
Yeah, well, I am the Chief Development Officer for Storyboard EMP, so that's a new title, and I'm really excited about that with everything going on with Storyboard. And I'm just there to help build partnerships in the appraisal industry, in the agent industry, and moving forward into the lender and private investigators through Storyboard EMP, because we're touching a lot with our education. We have different levels. I know the appraisal is our big part of it, but we're going into some of these new branches, and we're really excited about it. We have so much going on, and it's kind of hard juggling all the balls as we have all this stuff going everywhere. But I'm really excited to be a part of the team and move on with this.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. And, we just a little history for everybody. When Joan decided to kind of exit ValExpo, she reached out to me, and then I brought Hal and Jim in to have the conversation. I said, hey, I've got a couple of partners. We've got to have a conversation, and we did. And then the next thing you know, Hal and I are on a jet flying down, and surprise, Jim. You got a little bit of a surprise there. And it had to be a little bit of uncertainty, and oh my gosh, my world's changing and whatnot. But you guys have done an incredible job. You and Karen are just tremendous at what you do, and you really keep this all glued together. So thank you, and thank Karen for all that you do. And hopefully it's been a good transition for you guys as well.
It really has, and I've been so excited about it. And I think one of the things that you guys have done is just embrace what we were already doing. It's not like, hey, we're coming in, we're going to change everything. It's like, hey, you guys know what you're doing. Let's keep it going, but let's see how we can add to it. And I think some of the reinvestment we've done into Valuation Expo, adding in some of the cool new features that we're doing, I think that's really helped our conference grow, and it's showing in our attendance numbers and all that.
Yeah, so I think all my listeners probably know what we're talking about when we say ValExpo, but just assuming there's somebody listening in, Jim, and they don't know what we're talking about. I started this broadcast out with, where something's coming, and it's coming in hot, and it's coming in August. Tell my listeners, in the event there are a handful that don't know what in the world we're talking about, what is ValExpo?
So, Valuation Expo is the biggest conference for real estate appraisers and valuation professionals. We've got lenders, AMCs, appraisers, software companies, residential, commercial appraisers. We've got some agents. We've got a little bit of everything, and it's the biggest one for the nation. We're going to be back in Vegas at Caesar's Palace. It's a great venue, and we kind of take over that space, which is awesome. But yeah, we do it in August, but it keeps our room rates down. It's a little hot, but you're in the casino and the meeting area the whole time anyways, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, if you want to walk up and down the strip, you certainly can. I typically don't leave the venue because it's got nice, cool air conditioning there, and it is hot. It is super hot in Las Vegas in August. You get too hot, go out to the pool, right? You can hang out by the pool. But yeah, we stay in the air-conditioned space for me. So you mentioned what it is, where it is. It's in Vegas. It's Caesars. You said August, but let's get a little bit more specific. What are the dates if somebody wants to know?
So the actual conference is August 11th through the 13th. But this year we've added on so much pre-conference, post-conference, CE, additional add-ons that the pre-conference starts Sunday, August 10th, if you get in Sunday afternoon. And then the post-conference, we're partnering with the Appraisal Institute on that, and that's Thursday, August 14th. So now we cover 5 days. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So let's give them a little bit of a preview, right, as to what they can expect when they come. What are they going to get? I know I'll be out there early, and I'm going to be teaching the course on the URAR, and I did that in San Antonio at ACTS. We had over 100 folks in attendance at that. I just taught it for the first time virtually, which is a little more challenging than live, to be honest, because that chat feed doesn't stop, bam, bam, bam. But I think at the end of the course it went well. We had about, I think it was 140 attendees on the virtual. So this is a hot topic. It's a hot class that people want to know about, and we're doing that at ValExpo as well, right? So let's talk about
honestly, the timing for it couldn't be any better for Valuation Expo. The limited production of the UAD starts within 3 weeks of our conference. So this is going to be the last chance for the GSEs to get out the information they want to about the UAD. We have the classes for both lenders, the pre-conference session on Sunday, August 10th for lender UAD and how they can prepare for that. And then we have the whole class that you're teaching on Monday, August 11th with the appraiser UAD. So it's going to be very heavy on this, but it'll get everybody that's coming to the conference prepared for the limited production rollout.
And if you can't attend that, if you can't come early, which we certainly encourage you to do, Fannie and Freddie will be there, and they're actually going to be speaking on this topic as well, as my understanding, right?
That's right. And then so that we'll have Ken and Sean there. We'll also have Lyle and Scott Reuter there. And, we have a couple, like I mentioned, we have the lender sessions that Ken and Sean will be doing. We have the appraiser sessions. And then we actually have on Tuesday, August 12th, we have a home loan cycle end-to-end with the new UAD. So appraisers will get to see the whole process of why are they asking me to do this? Why do I need to know about this? And see the start-to-end process of the new UAD, which I think will be very nice to see the whole picture.
Yeah. Let my listeners or viewers know, you said the biggest appraisal conference, which is kind of cool. What kind of numbers are we talking? I mean, how many folks did we have last year, and what is the anticipated attendance this year?
Well, we had over 700 last year. I think it was like 750, and our attendance numbers are looking really strong this year as we go into that. We're ahead of that as far as our early bird registrations, but now is the time to register. We are gonna sell out our room block, so you should go on valuationexpo.com and register and get your room block, because we've got a great rate on that. It's $145 a night plus the taxes and fees, the resort fee and all that, but it's a great rate for Vegas for sure. So, and Caesars is a high quality venue too.
Oh, it's great. It's man, it's like a city just in Caesars. I mean, wear comfortable shoes, wear your walking shoes, because you're going to do a little bit of walking there. But it is absolutely beautiful. The venue's beautiful. The conference space is beautiful. Talk about, and we'll jump over to the website and give them a little preview of that in just a second. But talk about some of the vendors, the exhibitors. I mean, what can an appraiser coming to ValExpo expect in regard to meeting other folks in the industry, or maybe not only their clients or potential clients, but maybe some of the services that they're currently using may be exhibiting there, huh?
Yeah, we have over 40 exhibitors on the trade show floor, and they range from AMCs to lenders. We have software companies. All the software companies are represented, insurance companies, education companies, AI companies to help you with your appraisal. So we have a little bit of every aspect of the appraisal industry on the floor. So you can really, especially if you're just starting, come find out, price check your insurance, come find education options. We have everything there for you to check out and learn.
Okay. So, it sounds exciting. Gonna have a ton of availability to get education, right? To learn what's happening, what's going on, what you can expect coming around the bend, if you will. What do you have any fun things planned? What the opening welcome reception? What happens at that, and what kind of little fun things do you throw in there for us as well, Jim?
That's one of the things that I'm most proud about ValExpo. We try and keep it fun. We try and keep it light. We try and make the networking fun and not be a slog. We know there's a lot of education, but we have a cornhole tournament sponsored by Recipe AI. We have the ValExpo Open, and that's like a mini golf tournament around the trade show floor where the different exhibitors decorate their mini golf holes, and you can go through, and there's great prizes for that, $500 to the winner. Whoa. On that. So we have the appraisal bee. We have people walking away with iPads, TVs, things like that. There's a lot of great fun there. One thing we're doing this year that's brand new, we've never done before, is that pre-conference session on hitting the high notes. And this is the lender education, and then with the networking party afterwards, we're bringing the flavor of Nashville out to Vegas.
Nice.
And we're bringing out Matt Pahanish and Dave. There's singer-songwriters who are out there for the Singer-Songwriter Festival in Las Vegas, and they're doing a special private show with us. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and appraisers have the chance to walk away with some really nice door prizes that you were mentioning a moment ago. And typically we got a bunch. We have a lot of giveaways, right? So the chances are pretty good that you may get a prize instead of just.
Yeah, Karen always says it's the best odds in Vegas. Really? We have 30, 40 exhibitors giving away an iPad or cash or casino chips. So
really,
you're going to end up a winner if you do the process.
Yeah, I gave away some casino chips that were in my pocket because I thought I hurt somebody last year during my presentation. Here's some chips. So talk about lunch on breaks. Do you offer any little snacks or a drink or something, or are people on their own for lunch, or how's that work? Yeah,
so we have coffee, we have lunch, all supply, the cocktail receptions afterwards if you want to have a drink and meet some of the people on the trade show floor. ADI will be doing a lunch session with us, so if you need to network and find potential supervisor or something like that, they'll have that networking meeting there as well. So we're doing a lot to keep you busy. And then we also have the Appraisal Bee prizes and the Buzzy Award winners, so we'll be giving those out as well.
Wow, that's exciting. Yeah. And I know those have been announced, but I'm not going to announce them now. You come to Vegas and you'll not only see them, you'll probably meet some of them. So let's look at the website real quick, because I know there's some people listening that are like, okay, well, what's it cost? Maybe I'll think about it. How do I find more information? So I'm going to pull this up on the screen. Unfortunately, it's got my face on here instead of yours, Jim, but just walk us through. I think
that's better for our audience.
And walk us through this a little bit. This is the landing page. So if you pull up valuationexpo.com, this is where you're going to fall. Tell me a little bit about the website and how to navigate it. I'll move around at your direction.
So the first thing I do is go to the schedule page and kind of see the layout. And one of the things that we do is we really make this a choose your own adventure where you can pick and choose what sessions you want to go to. So if you want to do the pre-conference session on Sunday, you can add just that. If you want to do just the trade show and not get any of the CE, you can do that. You want to take Bryan's course, I definitely recommend that. You can add that on the Monday, August 11th. Add that there. We also have some non-CE free sessions like Lenders and Vendors Live and the floor plan scanning tech for appraisers that are going to be great for somebody that just wants to pop in, check some stuff out, pop out, go to the pool, go to the casino, then come back for the opening reception. So there's no cost for that. And it, keeps you checking out the stuff, and there is no CE with that as well. And then you could choose to add on the general session where we're going to be talking about all the UAD, all the stuff going on, staying out of court unless you're getting paid with Peter and Craig will be a fun one. We're excited for that. We have a big AI session on this, so you can learn some more about some of the AI to help your processes. And then we have through Appraisal Institute, they're doing a post-conference event. This is the first time we've ever done post-conference CE. So you can come through the whole thing and decide, hey, I want to get 28 hours of CE and take it all. Or you can say, hey, I just want to do the trade show during the week and then take the 3-hour class or the 4-hour class at the end with the Appraisal Institute and take their class through that as well. So we've really made it a choose your own adventure. Pick and choose what you want, add on what you want, which we really like to give the appraisers that opportunity.
That's great. That's great. Anything else I need to look at this page?
So I would click the venue. That's where you can register for the room block. It is going to fill up because we're almost there. So I would book your rooms right there and choose your room. Like I said, it's $145 a night plus all the add-ons. And then if you click on the speakers.
Wow. Is this my room? Do I have a pool in my room this year, Jim? Did y'all upgrade me? Did you upgrade me? I want that room. Oh,
okay. That's all right. We'll see what we can do. We'll have to throw a party in it if we get you that.
Okay. What next? Here's our sponsors. Yeah.
There's our sponsors, and we really appreciate all the sponsors we have this year. We have more sponsors than we've ever had, and we really appreciate all their support and getting everybody to come out and join us.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much. We certainly couldn't do this without them, could we?
No. So yeah, if you click the floor plan, you can kind of see the layout of the trade show floor, and we do a lot to keep everybody on the trade show floor. We serve the coffee in there. We serve the food in there to keep everyone cycling through the trade show. And then the speakers, the speakers are.
Let me stay here 1 second. So here's the cornhole tournament back here in the corner, right, that he was talking about earlier. And then, of course, our booths here, Appraisal Buzz and Appraiser eLearning, will be side by side, right next to the cornhole. I think that's where we were last year. Right?
Yeah.
And then you can see where all the various vendors are going to be. Here's the National Association of Appraisers and LIA. They're right across from us. But you can kind of get an idea of where everybody's going to be. And if you're like, hey, I want to go see Rocket because I want to try and do some work with them, you'll know exactly where they're located. And so you can get over there. And then I assume, Jim, all these little golf flags here, that these are folks participating in the Val Open, right?
Yeah, and that's where you want to stop if you want to participate in the ValExpo Open. There's no cost to join it, so I tell everybody to do it. In fact, the guy that won the first year, he was like, it was the morning that it ended. So it was Wednesday, and he's like, I don't know, I'm left-handed. You don't have a left-handed putter. I don't want to do it. I was like, just shoot it backwards. It's free to join. He turned the putter around, was hitting it backwards, and ended up winning the whole thing.
That's pretty incredible. I think you said click speakers. I know we're on limited time. You got a hard stop, but here's our speakers, right?
Yeah. So I do want to talk about Trisha Wang. She's our keynote speaker this year, and she has a great TED Talk on big data, but also keeping the human aspect of it and keeping the human analyst of it. Because if you just trust the data and don't have a critical human point of view on that, it can tell you something completely different than what's actually going on. And I think that message is better than ever for appraisers right now. As data's ramping up, AI is ramping up, we need humans to critically think about this stuff. And she's got a great message for appraisers. So yeah, that's something we're very excited about.
As Hal and I talked about in a podcast not too long ago, AI can lie to you.
Yeah.
So you need to verify. You need to be sure that the information's accurate before you put your name on it or ship it out the door. AI is wonderful. It's a great tool, but it can make some errors too, and apparently it can on occasion lie to you. So be careful with that. So yeah, there's our various speakers. You guys can certainly go through and take a peek at all the speakers that we have that'll be on the big stage. And so we're also very appreciative to all of these folks that are willing to, stand in front of a bunch of appraisers. Sometimes appraisers can be a little frustrated or angry or hostile, and so we certainly appreciate all of the speakers that are willing to get up on that stage and not only present, but sometimes answer tough questions, right? So we certainly appreciate them as well. So that's a little bit it about any last thing you want me to show here before I jump off?
I would just say click the register now button, and I'll give everybody who's listening a little tip. We have a code, AEL20. Anybody that uses that code gets 20% off of full conference
Jim,
pass.
wait a minute. We didn't talk about giving away things today. What are you doing to me? Tell the code again. What is it?
It's AEL20. It's pretty simple to remember, and that'll give you 20% off your full conference pass. So we're really looking forward to it.
That's great. That's great. Jim Morrison, thank you so much for not only all you do, but squeezing in a little time for me and my audience today. I certainly appreciate it. And you'll be at ValExpo. So if somebody wants to come up and see you and grab you and have a conversation, they certainly could do that, right?
Absolutely. And, we actually have the app too, which will be fun. You can connect with people on the app, and it's a great way to network with people and get contact information for people you want to do business with.
Jim, if there's somebody that's almost convinced now, they're listening to the podcast, or maybe they're watching us on YouTube, and they're like, man, these guys make it sound like not only am I going to learn a lot, I'm going to have a fun time doing it. I'm thinking about maybe registering. What's the final tip or words of encouragement that you could give, a gentle nudge to that person to go ahead and just make the commitment, fly out and join us in Vegas?
I would say it's going to be worth your time. I promise that. We've done some testimonials of people who got onto VA panels because of this, and, learned about different technology that they now use every time. So the floor planning sketch tool, if you just want to learn how to use those and get a hands-on demo, you can do that. It's going to be worth your time. The Lenders and Vendors Live and the scanning tech for appraisers is free for all attendees. So it's not even an added cost.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Mr.
So
Jim Morrison.
Reach out to info@valuationexpo.com. If you have more questions, we're happy to answer those as well.
Well, I was just about to say, how can somebody reach out to you? So give that website one more time.
info@valuationexpo.com.
Jim Morrison, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Appraisal Update Podcast, brought to you by Appraiser eLearning. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're making some money. And listen, this is going to be hot. I told you it's going to be hot. We're coming in hot. It's hot. We would love to see you in Vegas. So please consider carving out a little bit of your time. Even if you can't stay for the entire event, come on out and see us. I think you're going to be very glad that you did. Until next time, I'm your host, Bryan Reynolds, for Jim Morrison. Happy appraising.
The Appraisal Update Podcast is brought to you by Appraiser eLearning.